Matthew chapter 25. The kingdom of the heavens can be compared to 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom and the bride. 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. The foolish ones brought their lamps, but didn't bring any oil with them. But the wise ones brought jars of oil along with their lamps. But since the bridegroom was delayed, they were all nodding off to sleep. At midnight, someone shouted, "The bridegroom is coming! Go out and meet him!" Then all the virgins woke up and prepared their lamps. The foolish ones said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil, because our lamps have gone out." But the wise replied, "We must refuse, because there isn't enough for all of us. Go to the merchants and buy some for yourselves." While they were out buying oil, the bridegroom came. Those who were prepared went with him into the wedding hall, and the door was shut. Later, the other virgins arrived and said, "Master, Master, open the door for us." But he replied, "I am certain that I don't know you, so be watching, because you don't know the precise day or hour." The human son is like a man who called his servants and entrusted them with his property before going on a long trip. He gave one 5 kakron, brackets, not talents, as in abilities, another 2, and another 1, based on their ability. Then he immediately went on his journey. The one who received 5 kakron went and did business with it and gained 5 more. In the same way, the one who had 2 kakron gained 2 more. But the one who had received 1 kakron went and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. After a long time, their master returned and received their accounts. The one who had received 5 kakron came and brought 5 more. He said, "Master, you gave me 5 kakron. Look, I've earned 5 more by doing business." His master replied, "You have done well, good and faithful servant. Since you have been faithful with a little, I will put you in charge of much more. Enter into the joy of your master." The one who had received 2 kakron came and said, "Master, you gave me 2 kakron. Look, I have earned 2 more." His master replied, "You have done well, good and faithful servant. Since you've been trustworthy with a little, I'll put you over much more. Enter into the joy of your master." Then the one who had received 1 talent came and said, "Master, I knew that you are a stern man, harvesting where you haven't sown, and gathering where you haven't scattered any seed. And I was afraid, so I hid your talent in the ground. Look, here is your kakron." His master told him, "You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I harvest where I haven't sown and gather where I haven't scattered any seeds. You should have thrown my money into the bank so that I could have returned and gotten my property with interest. So take the kakron from him and give it to the one who has 10 kakron. Anyone who has will be given more, and he'll have an abundance. But for the one who doesn't have anything, even what he has custody of will be taken away. Throw this worthless servant into outer darkness, where there will be crying and grinding of teeth." When the human son comes in his splendor, and all his spirit messengers with him, he'll sit on the throne of his splendor. All the nations will be gathered in front of him, and he'll separate them from each other, just like a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He'll put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. I was hungry, and you gave me some food. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you took me home. I needed clothes, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. And the righteous will ask him, Master, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see that you were a stranger and take you home, or needing clothes and give you some? When did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? And the king will reply, I can say with certainty that whenever you did anything for one of my brothers, who others thought of as insignificant, you did it for me. Then he will say to those on his left, Go back to your journey away from me. You are doomed to the everlasting fire that was prepared for the devil and his angels. When I was hungry, you didn't give me any food. When I was thirsty, you didn't give me anything to drink. When I was a stranger, you didn't take me home. When I needed clothes, you didn't give me any. When I was sick and in prison, you didn't visit me. Then they will reply, Master, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or needing clothes, or sick, or in prison, and not help you? Then he will reply, I am certain that whenever you didn't do anything for one of those insignificant ones, you didn't do anything for me. They'll go away for an eternal punishment, but the righteous to eternal life.